Let's talk solar. Maybe you already have panels, or perhaps you're seriously considering them to cut down those high electricity bills. But have you ever felt that frustration? You're generating tons of free power during the day, but you're still paying high prices to the utility company at night, or worse. Maybe you experienced a power outage, looked up at your sunny roof, and realized your solar panels were completely useless because the grid was down. It's a common shock and a major pain point for solar owners. Why isn't that investment working for you 24/7? This is the reality for most grid-tied solar systems without battery storage. During the day, you often make more power than you need. That excess gets sent back to the grid, sometimes for very little credit. Then, come evening, when your panels stop producing, you have to buy power back from the utility, often at much higher peak rates. It feels like a missed opportunity, right? And if you think about adding a traditional battery to fix this, well, that often meant getting complex. You needed your solar panels, a separate solar inverter, then a separate battery, maybe another inverter just for the battery, complex wiring, and potentially dealing with multiple manufacturers if issues popped up. We're talking potentially $10,000 or more just for a quality inverter before even adding the battery cost. It made powerful battery backup feel complicated and expensive for many homeowners. But what if adding powerful battery storage could be significantly simpler and potentially more affordable, especially when getting a new solar system? This is where the Tesla Powerwall 3 comes in, and it's making serious waves. This isn't just an updated battery, it represents a shift in thinking. Tesla has cleverly combined a high-efficiency solar inverter and a powerful battery into one single unit. That integration is the key here. So, what makes the Powerwall 3 tick? First off, it packs a solid 13.5 kilowatt hours of energy storage capacity. But just as important is its power output. The built-in inverter can deliver over 11 kilowatts of power continuously. That's roughly double the power of the previous Powerwall 2. Why does that matter? It means it can run more demanding appliances simultaneously. Think air conditioners, pumps, or electric ovens, which is crucial for effective backup power, and Tesla built it tough. It's rated to operate in freezing temperatures down to -4 degrees Fahrenheit, -20 degrees Celsius, meaning it can often be mounted outside, saving valuable space in your garage or utility room. Plus, the source material even mentions it's designed to be flood-proof up to a certain water level, around 600 millimeters or about 2 feet, adding peace of mind. Okay, why is this integrated approach such a big deal for homeowners? First, there are significant cost savings for new systems. This is huge, because the solar inverter is already included inside the Powerwall 3. If you're installing solar panels and storage at the same time, you don't need to buy a separate, often expensive, traditional solar inverter. That integration can translate directly into thousands of dollars saved on the total system cost right from the start. I mean, this makes a Powerwall 3 system competitive, maybe around $11,000 for the Powerwall 3 part when added to a new solar install, compared to potentially $10,000 just for a traditional inverter before the battery. Second point, the system is simpler and a more powerful backup. When the grid goes down, the Powerwall 3 is designed to take over almost instantly. And with that high 11 kilowatt plus power output, it often has enough juice to back up your entire home, not just a few essential circuits. This can actually simplify the installation process, potentially making whole home backup cheaper, because your electrician might not need to do as much complex rewiring to separate circuits. You just need to be mindful of turning off non-essential heavy loads during an extended outage. Now, the third reason why this is such a big deal for homeowners is because of energy independence and lower bills. This is the core battery benefit. Store that free, abundant solar energy you generate during the day instead of selling it cheap. Then, use that stored energy at night, avoiding those expensive peak electricity rates. This directly translates to lower utility bills and more energy independence. Fourth and final is simplified ownership. One box, one warranty, one company, Tesla. If you ever have an issue, you're dealing with one point of contact, which can be much less hassle than figuring out if a problem lies with the inverter company or the battery company in a traditional setup. But don't just take my word for it. What are real Powerwall users saying? One experienced Powerwall owner shared, "I've had my setup for a couple of years now. Initially, I wanted 2 Powerwalls, but I'm glad I was convinced not to. In my state, electricity is billed as an overall net use, so it doesn't make financial sense to expand from a cost-energy saving standpoint." He continued with valuable advice saying, "Extra batteries are great if you have high energy consumption that would require more during outages. Check if you're in a net use state. If so, the only real reason to get multiple batteries is to be as off-grid as much as possible. This highlights an important consideration. System sizing should be based on your specific energy needs and local utility billing structure, not just a more is better approach. So, what do you need to know about getting one? As we mentioned, the Powerwall 3 shines brightest in terms of cost effectiveness when installed as part of a brand new solar plus storage system. Can you add it to an existing solar system, a retrofit? Yes, technically it's possible, but the cost is generally higher than the estimated $11,000 when bundled with new solar, because you're not saving on that initial inverter cost. And if you need more storage, no problem. You can install multiple Powerwall 3 units together to increase your total energy bank. And remember that outdoor mounting capability? It saves indoor space and can simplify the installation wiring, potentially lowering costs further. Now, like any technology, Powerwall 3 isn't perfect for every single situation. There are a couple of key limitations to be aware of. First thing to know about it is that it has a single phase only. This is probably the biggest drawback right now. Most homes in North America use single phase power, so it's fine. But if you have a larger home or business with three-phase power, installing a Powerwall 3 requires more complex workarounds and might not be ideal or even allowed depending on local regulations. Definitely discuss this with your installer if you have three-phase power. Then another limitation is that it has no advanced shade optimization. Unlike some high-end dedicated solar inverters, like certain AP systems and N-phase models, the Powerwall 3 doesn't currently include sophisticated algorithms designed to maximize power production if your panels experience partial shading, e.g., from trees or chimneys. How much this impacts performance really depends on how much shade your roof gets. For roofs with minimal or no shade, it's likely not an issue. For heavily shaded roofs, a system with a dedicated inverter featuring advanced shade mitigation might perform better, though Tesla's approach might argue simplicity and overall system efficiency outweigh this in many cases. It's a trade-off. Investing in solar and storage is a big decision, but technologies like the Powerwall 3 are making it more appealing than ever. What do you think? Is the integrated approach the future? Let me know your thoughts or questions in the comments below. If this deep dive was helpful, please hit that like button and subscribe for more clear explanations on home energy tech. Thanks for watching, stay charged up, and I'll see you in the next video.